how's it going? Hope all is well. Welcome back to my channel. Today is the day after election. Yesterday we voted for our midterm elections, and I wanted to get on camera just to have a healthy conversation and to talk to you guys, because I'm at a point where I'm very confused right now. And last night I only stayed up until the polls got up to at least 36% in Georgia, and then I was like, the way my anxiety is set up, I really cannot watch this. So I went to sleep, and when I went to sleep, I woke up around, I would say 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I woke up and I checked my social media. I already had my laptop by my head, so on my laptop I opened up CNN, but on social media the first post I seen was the shade room, and it was of the Florida governor William, basically saying his speech, congratulating his opponent, and basically giving up. So that it scared me, because I'm like, what in the world is going on? And it really made me upset, because it was so close, and I wish he would have stayed in the race. And I really wish he wouldn't have conceded so early. It made me wonder about what was going on with Stacey. So I go to Miss Stacey Abrams' page, and then I go look, and it says 99%, and Kemp won. And I was in complete shock, because I'm like, how in the world did this happen? How can Alabama do such great numbers and do such great things, and basically because of black women, and how come Miss Abrams didn't make it? So it was very hurtful, but I'm like, what is going on? So she did not give up. She's not giving up, and she said, we're going to make sure every last vote counts. And I'm starting to think, now Georgia already was in a lose-lose situation, because if you don't know, Kemp is the Secretary of State. Basically, his office controls the voting. During this whole election period and during the campaigning, he has been, his office allegedly, even though it's all over the news, they've been doing slick stuff when it comes to voting. If your name is spelled wrong, if it's the voter suppression is real. It's very real. They've been doing things with these absentee ballots and stuff like that, not counting them all. Or for my situation, let me talk about me. For my situation, on my driver's license, I have the previous address that I lived in. I don't have the physical address that I lived in. However, when I voted, when I did my voter registration at the school, and I did it online, I made sure I used the address that I stay in now. So I was turned away once, so I knew when I come, I need to go to the Secretary of State website that says Brian Kemp on it, and I need to print out my precinct card, because that has my correct address up there. So I did that. When I went, I wasn't thinking of my precinct card. I'm glad I had it printed out, but I took my ID and I had my information written down on the little the card sheet or whatever. I gave them my sheet and my card. She said, oh no, your address doesn't line up, So I was like, oh, sorry, I have my precinct card. So she was like, let me see that. So I showed her that, and she was like, oh, okay. So then, I stood in line, all of us, we stood in line 2-3 hours. We were in line, I seen people, we were conversing. We was at a church down the road. I walked down there. After I finished voting and stuff, I walked around Auburn Avenue. I went to the Martin Luther King site, and then I seen all these images and all these pictures of him marching, and I seen all the women Rosa Parks, and I seen all of that, and I'm just I was so happy when I woke up yesterday morning. I was so happy, because I'm today we're coming and we're going to make a difference. We are going to do good. So when I got online this morning, I was disappointed, because I'm like, what are we doing wrong? And me thinking negative before positive, I started thinking about all the negatives, and the negatives that I was thinking about, and I don't mean no harm when I say this. I'm like, well, is Obama the reason? Because it just seemed like every time he puts his name onto something, people really despise him. Like, they really hate this man. And every time he endorses somebody, they lose. And I'm like, is that it? Is that it? Like, I started to think, is that it? But I'm like, no, Lee, you crazy, you crazy, you crazy, you crazy. That's not it. So before I went to sleep, I was like, you know, let me start looking at the statistics. Let me look at the numbers. So I looked at the exit polls. And when I was looking at the exit polls, I was seeing who voted for who. So I noticed Kemp had majority of the uneducated vote, and he had majority of the white vote. Not necessarily white men, but white women. And that ticked me off. And the reason why that ticked me off, because a lot of these Republican men are endorsed by, and y'all know what they stand for, and y'all know what he's going through right now with all those trials and all these Me Too movements and these sexual assaults, and you know how he is. Yet and still, y'all are standing in line and voting for someone that believes in the same beliefs as this man that we have in this White House right now. It made me mad. Another thing that made me mad, and this really ticked me off, is the fact that majority of Hispanic women voted for Kemp. Majority. I'm going to put these up because the numbers don't lie. Majority voted for him. And as bad as they talk about Hispanic people, as bad the things that they say, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you freaking serious? Because at the end of the day, black people are the minority. We're not the majority. So they always gonna have one up on us because it's more them than it's us. But now I feel like this is a resolution. This is how we gonna resolve this. And I want to tell y'all one thing. If anybody underneath this post say anything about how their vote does not matter, or if they feel, this one boy, y'all, he made me so mad. You had people that was getting beat, people that could not even sit, sip, walk, go to school, run, talk, whistle. They couldn't do anything around white folk. And these people 50, 60, 70 years ago went out there on a limb. They went out there. Some people got beat. Some people were killed for us to vote, for us to be a unity, for us to be united. But we don't think our vote matters. He said, if someone gave you a choice between syphilis or gonorrhea, which one would you choose? That's the same decision black Americans have when it comes to voting. That's why I choose to stay abstinent. That is the dumbest thing I ever heard. The dumbest thing I ever heard. And for him to have, one, he's verified, and him to have so many followers, over 1 million followers on his social media platforms, and he's putting that type of jargon out there, he should get his tail whooped. And I'm dead serious. And the fact that he had over 2,000, 3,000 retweets and likes, it made me upset. Because as people on these platforms, y'all, I know everybody want to live their life. Everybody want to be free to be them and all that, like freedom of speech and stuff like that. But y'all still have a duty to help serve and to help educate these people that follow you. Voting is serious. Do y'all not see what's going on in America? Do y'all not know that in Florida, they was trying to increase teachers' pay? But they felt like gun laws was more important than that. And yet these schools are getting shot up. Like, y'all got to be serious. You really, really, really got to be serious. Because it does not make sense. None of this stuff makes sense. Especially when they talk about building up walls, but y'all giving majority of y'all vote to people that don't even like you. It doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't make sense to me. And I know that all of these states are Republican, they're red states. I know that. I do want to say this. Democrats, I honestly believe that Democrats run the worst campaigns. I really, really do. I think Democrats, they love a lot of them love, and I'm not trying to spear no hate. I'm not trying to do nothing, because we need a resolution. And one of the resolutions I feel like is Democrats need to stop being behind these stars and these celebrities. These celebrities need to use their own platform to educate, to inspire, and to encourage people to vote. But every time, it took for Beyonce, it took for Obama, it took for Oprah, it took for Will Ferrell, it took for Tyrese, it took for T.I., it took for Monica, it took for Candy, it took for Nene Leakes, it took for all these celebrities to come out here to endorse Stacey Abrams, and she still lost. Still lost. It's not about the star power, it's about the campaign. And at this point, we need to start having people to run for things. I still believe in Stacey Abrams, and I know for a fact that the run is not over. It's not over, because I believe that she's asking for I forgot the name of it, but for them to do a revote, and I hope that we get it. But y'all, when I say my heart is heavy right now, because I'm like, what the heck do we need to do? And I don't think it's the celebrities. Like, I don't need no rap benefits. I need us to be in these schools. I need y'all to be in these high schools and telling these kids once they turn 18, and these colleges, telling these kids what in the world they're voting for. Because their opponents, the only thing they hear is guns. The only thing they see is Obama. Everything that they didn't like for the past 8 years, that's what they see. And that's why they're coming out of these woodworks, we didn't even know where these white folks came from. They coming out of everywhere. And I'm saying white folks because this is the statistics. This is the people that are voting for the opponents. That is the statistic. That is the truth. They are white, uneducated folks that are going out here to vote for these people. If you look at who voted for Andrews, if you look who voted for Stacey, you will see that majority of them are college educated people. Majority of them are African American people that are going out here to these polls to vote. Yet you still have, at the end of the day, somebody should have contacted every person in your phone. Did you vote today, sis? Did you get up and vote? Do I need to take you to vote? And I'm sick and tired of, I don't even think we should do absentee votes anymore. I don't even know if they really count them. I think people need to get their tail up and walk to the polls like they had to do 50, 60 years ago. Go walk to the polls, because I don't think they counting that. I don't think they count paper ballots. I don't know what they're doing, but they rigging it. It's very, very rigged. But it's annoying. It's really annoying to me. But right now, I feel like, especially when the presidential election come through, we need to make sure somebody can get in there and they could talk to all sides. I did a poll on my channel, and I'm going to include all the exit polls for my state. I can show you guys. I'm going to put the link down below so y'all can see the exit polls in y'all state. But I want you guys to see these numbers, because the numbers are very, very important. Because if we are really considering to run this, and I am going to say a positive thing, the Democrats run the House. That's a good thing. The Democrats run the House. And I know a lot of people aren't, oh, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not this, I'm not that. I go off of I feel like both parties are full of crap. You know what I'm saying? I feel like politicians are like lawyers. They are liars, in my opinion. That is my opinion. But I do look at what they stand for and what I can get out of that opponent. And I really feel like Stacey Abrams was for the people. That's how I feel. Now, some people that watch this video, they might think that Kemp was a better choice. If that's how you feel, tell me why that's how you feel. Please tell me why. But your argument got to be strong. It really has to be strong. Because when although, you know, we shouldn't attach people to certain people and stuff like that, this man is attached to this man. Y'all gotta think, and I don't care what nobody say, if y'all was a Kemp supporter, Kemp played a dirty game. That man did not want to give up his job as Secretary of State. That man still wanted to run those votes, and that is wrong. That is very wrong. I'm pointing, and the kids told me today at the elementary school it's bad to point. Is very wrong, okay? So down below, please comment. Please tell me how y'all feel. You know, I ain't gonna lie, this morning I was in tears. I was a little upset. But like everybody was like, you know what, we still in the house and stuff like that. I hope she's able to, you know, get this recount, and I hope she get this runoff, because I really feel like it's too close to call. Like Florida was too close to call. It would have been a recount for me. Like when I say it was too close to call, I think the difference in the number was maybe 2,000 or 3,000 votes. That's too close to call. And even looking at the numbers, it's still low. As many people as in this world and in this city and in this state, the numbers was very low. And some of the areas that he won in was those should have been Abrams states. Decatur, Kemp won in Decatur. Like, that took me for a loop. That took me all the way for a loop. I mean, I don't know, y'all. But I do want to tell y'all one thing. I don't want to hear that I just don't vote. I ain't got time for that fake deep stuff. I don't want to hear it. I really don't want to hear it, because it matters. Like, it really does matter. Stop thinking. I don't know who told y'all what kind of woke system y'all on and stuff like that. Y'all votes matter. Y'all votes really do matter. Like, stop letting people put that nonsense in y'all head. Y'all watching all these videos on YouTube, these videos trying to convince your mind to something else. Who putting these videos out? They won't even show their face. Like, don't believe that. Don't believe that. I love you guys. Thanks so much for watching.